right, guys, we're live. What is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of Monday Night Raw, the April. Wow, I got a notification that I went live. So sweet. Maybe it's from my second YouTube channel, but the April 23rd, 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw. And as you guys see in the background, my green screen's already up. As I said last week, I'm promoting this trip for several weeks. I'm got to get for 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to go out of town to go on my vacation. I'm going on. So as soon as this review's over, jump on the green screen, recording my turn alert for Chad Gable, who turned face tonight on Raw. I'm going to edit that while I was exporting, take my shower. And as soon as this is uploaded, going straight to bed. I get up, catch my flight really early in the morning. So guys, thank you for joining me live. If you are joining me live as well. So this viewers, I'm going to kind of, I'm going to pay attention to the live chat, but I'm going to kind of just fly through a little bit because again, I got to get up very early tomorrow morning, and I'll, of course, just plug in like what's going to happen while I'm gone, as far as videos for this channel goes for this next week or so. So overall, tonight's episode of Raw was kind of meh. It was kind of inconsistent. It had some moments that I enjoyed in it, but there's some moments that I'm just like, why? Like, I didn't really understand at all, especially that main event. I didn't understand why that had to be the main event, besides having Ronda Rousey coming out and having a moment. But it's like that tag match is just so sloppy. It didn't really need to be the main event, I felt, in my honest opinion. But we'll talk about the show, see what you guys think as well. Nobody in the live chat yet, that's fine. But yeah, and also if you follow me on Twitter, also make sure to participate in my Twitter poll as of what grade would you give this show tonight as well. So without further ado, let's get started really quick here. And of course, we opened up with a proper way. I felt the show should have ended up honoring the late, the great, the legend from, of course, my hometown of Pittsburgh, PA, Bruno Sammartino, who passed away this past week at the age of 82. They had the 10 bells being rung for him. This moment of silence. We had some, moments shown throughout the night of Bruno Sammartino's career. Of course, I, being a late bloomer fan, I had one moment I got to experience Bruno Sammartino live, and that was on a Raw in October of 2013. It was one of the first live events I ever attended for WWE. As I always say, the first ever live event I attended was the Christmas edition for the Raw and SmackDown tapings in 2012. But the first episode of Monday Night Raw, I remember attending as like a hardcore wrestling fan. When I first became a fan of the product was in October of 2013. Bruno Sammartino made a special guest appearance. It was his birthday, and I remember we all sung "Happy Birthday" to Bruno, which I forever will cherish. That memory is definitely getting to sing "Happy Birthday" to one of the greatest of all time. So that's my memory, and again, we definitely remember the memory of Bruno Sammartino, and it was a very well done segment to hold up the show, and great to honor his memory throughout the night. What wasn't so great, though, was this opening segment to Raw. The Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, makes his way out. And I didn't notice this until somebody on Twitter pointed this out, but Brock Lesnar was not out there during the little ceremony, little moment of honoring Bruno. It's like everybody else is out there, whether you're a babyface or a heel or whatnot, they're out there honoring Bruno's honoring, the late and the legends as well. So Brock Lesnar is Universal Champion. He's a part-timer. He doesn't give a crap at all. So now he's not allowed to be out there to honor anybody at all when they die, especially a legend like Bruno Sammartino. Doesn't sit well in my book, honestly. And I definitely, whoever pointed that out, definitely a good point. If I didn't put Brock Lesnar on the list already, I would definitely put him on right now, but he's already on the list. So yep, there we go there. But yeah, so we started off the honoring, and then of course Brock comes out. Paul Heyman gets on the mic, basically says how Brock Lesnar is not going to gloat at all about what he did to Roman Reigns, but Paul Heyman is. He starts just rambling about what they did to Roman Reigns WrestleMania, and how they said something like that that with Brock's new contract, they said they need to defend the Universal Championship at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Something about how like Brock wanted to face Roman again, but like why? It's like, why is, again, as I've ranted before already about title opportunities, why would Brock want to face Roman again? What does he have to prove? He kicked his ass at WrestleMania. Exactly. So why would he want to face him again? Why not give Braun Strowman another opportunity or something like that, or Bobby Lashley, which rumors have it now that match has apparently been scratched and it's not in the plans anymore. Why? Give Finn Balor his title opportunity. He's been long deserved, but no, we're gonna have another match with Roman Reigns, and Brock wanted to have it. I'm like, that's bull. That's bull. Again, I gave the feud a chance, but again, the match didn't capitalize. I don't want to see the match again. I really don't care about this match on Friday. I don't care about it all. There's not too many matches at all at the Greatest Royal Rumble that I really care about that much at all. I mean, I would, if I get to watch it while I'm on vacation, I'll try to at least see the Greatest Royal Rumble match. I'm definitely interested in seeing that, even though the winner just gets a crummy trophy, nothing else. Why? I don't know. So yeah, that's basically was that. And then Roman came out pretty much, and Paul Heyman said earlier in the segment that Roman better figure out how he's going to get back from Saudi Arabia, because he'll be coming back in pieces or whatnot. And Roman came out. Surprisingly, he got a better crowd reaction than Brock did. Which, if the crowd was booing Brock for not coming out during the memorial silence and whatnot for Bruno Sammartino, then good for them, because he should have been out there. I don't understand why he couldn't even been out there for that. But Roman came out basically to say, I'm not sure I'm going to come back, but I know I'm going to come back with the Universal title, and that was it, and just walked out. I'm like, okay, so you have something you want to prove to him, and you're not going to even attempt to beat his ass at all tonight? I don't know, just a very weak opening segment. I felt, again, I just do not care for this match at all on Saturday. I mean, Roman's probably going to win. It makes me mad the fact that apparently the rumors are having now that Brock and Lashley has been scratched. Don't know why. But whatever. Live chat. See what we got in the live chat. Nope, nothing yet. That's completely fine. All right, keeping it rolling here, guys. Oh, never mind. Here's Dakota. What's up, Dakota? He says because he's a shitbag. Yellow. Yes, Brock pretty much is. So yeah, we got that opening segment again. It was weak. I just didn't really like it. I don't really care about this match at all on Friday. We then had a match with Bobby Roode and Elias. As I said on Twitter, who wants to have a glorious walk with Elias? Of course, it is Bobby Roode. But I'm really hoping this move to Raw just really gets him back on track, because his run on SmackDown wasn't really that great. Again, he just really ventured away from the character he had in NXT, just the arrogant heel he was. And I'm sorry. I mean, I thought it could work at first, but Bobby Roode as a babyface is just completely flat. He just like The Miz, he doesn't work as a babyface. Bobby Roode needs to go back to being a heel. Him and Elias, I thought, had a decent match for what it was. It wasn't really anything spectacular, but I thought it was, passable for the most part. Surprised though, Elias got the roll-up win on Bobby Roode to get the victory. So Bobby was like, okay, yeah, you got me pretty much. So I don't know what the point was. I mean, I don't know if they were going to have Bobby Roode. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have Elias and Bobby Lashley face off, because Lashley took out Elias in his return. I don't know if that's going to happen there. We did see Lashley later on though, but yeah, the match was decent, but again, what's it going to lead to? Nothing, pretty much. We did have Matt Hardy in the Blue Room saying he's spoken to the Oracle of Philadelphia, and the future is clear. They're going to be going to the Rumble of Royalty, that they produce the tag titles, but before they celebrate and traverse to the Atlantic, they have to descend into the abominable wasteland. Yes, Bray, if he's prepared, and the lights dim and wide appears, and Bray says, without dark, there can be no light, and together they'll cast a shadow, and they will engulf all living things. They just stare at each other, and they look at the camera and say, run. So then we had also before the next match, we had to say little things talking about The Rock's the birth of his recent kids. So congratulations to The Rock, and also happy birthday to John Cena as well. Also, because today is John Cena's 41st birthday. Shout outs to them as well. Check the live chat here really quick. Yes, Hassan, no speak English. Love the video you did. And yes, I will do. I guess what I agree to stuff behind me. I'm doing that turn before I go to bed. Yeah, Jeff better not lose to Jinder, Dakota. Well, I'll give Jinder credit. I thought the match he had tonight though with Chad was good. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll give him credit there, but nothing's gonna make me become a Jinder Mahal fan that easily, guys. Trust me, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, anyways, we had the next match. It was Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus the Ascension. Stephanie got some offense in. I mean, they've done more than they did on SmackDown Live in the past year. Instead of just playing patty cake, as my friend Robbie would call it, with Breezango on the Fashion Files. But they got some offense in there, which good. I mean, would like to see them return to their NXT form, but I mean, roster is probably not going to happen anytime soon. But this is another match to get put over Hardy and Wyatt, as they probably are most likely going to win the Raw tag titles at the Greatest Royal Rumble on Friday. Hopefully it happens afterwards. I mean, I'm not sure who they'll feud because there's really no depth at all in the Raw tag team division at all. This match wasn't too bad. Just again, just entertaining. Just glad to finally see Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy both have a direction, even as a tag team, because it is going to be wonderful. As I got to get that out there as well. But yes, so Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy win with an assisted, twist of fate DDT hit on Victor. And then we had the guys, I'm sorry, I'm just flying through this again. I gotta get up early tomorrow to catch my flight. Anyway, so then we had this segment, and it was kind of fun. The Sammy and Kevin show, which I think is most definitely deserving of happening. So they welcome us. They sit down, and of course, before they sit down, I noticed, okay, there's the billboard with the Kevin and Sammy show. There's two ones of them, what they did to Shane McMahon on SmackDown, and there's a table with just two chairs there. So I'm thinking, okay, Kurt's coming out being their special guest. So what are they going to do? Are they not going to offer Kurt a chair at all? So I'm thinking already off the top of my head about that. So they welcome us. They said a great void was created with the departure of The Miz last week, but who better to step in and fill a spot than the two of them? And what better out the way to win the Greatest Royal Rumble than one of them? And Owens and Zayn knows why it's called the Greatest Royal Rumble. It's not because Rusev's wife gave him permission to wrestle the Undertaker. It's because they're going to win and prove how great they are. They're going to prove why Stephanie McMahon picked them as the crown jewels of Raw. And Owens points out that's probably rubbing their guests the wrong way. So they started leading a "You Suck" chant as they welcome out Kurt Angle. So Kurt came out. And Owens, first Sammy moved one of the little posters out of the way to let Kurt in, and then Owens like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you need a chair, Kurt." She pulls out this like crappy looking lawn chair for him to sit down. So I'm like, that's pure Owens right there. I mean, I'm wondering, what are you going to do? Are you going to make Kurt stand the whole time? But nope, they literally pulled out a chair and let him sit in a chair. I was surprised. They asked if Kurt liked the song, and he says they shouldn't quit their day jobs. Owens admits they got off to the wrong foot, and he'd probably be better if his boss had his manhood in a little jar somewhere. Sammy plays it off like they're kidding and says SmackDown was a toxic work environment because of what Shane did to them, their personal vendetta. And this leads the Angle to point out that if it wasn't for him, Ronda Rousey would be under Stephanie's thumb, and McMahon and Shane and Stephanie would have full use of her arm. And then Sammy and Kevin pointed out that this isn't the best tack to take, given he has his 5 or 6 kids to worry about. So, and of course, Sammy's forgetting, looking at his little notepad, like, yeah, I thought I had 5, which like not. And then Owens then says, "Oh, but you forgot about Jason Jordan." That's a big deal because Kurt forgot about him years ago too, pretty much. So I'm like, ooh. Nice right there. Enough about the past, though. Owens wants to talk about the future and what Kurt is going to do to give them opportunities to maximize Stephanie's investment in them. And Angle says he appreciates the way he's been treated and wants to repay it, which is why he's going to be in the Greatest Royal Rumble, alongside Daniel Bryan, alongside Chris Jericho, and every other superstar they've endeared over the years. People are saying, all these guys that, Owens and Zayn have definitely backstabbed. Well, more so Owens, but Zayn is tagged along with the backstabbing as of the recent 6 months and whatnot. But they're all going to be in the Rumble match to get their revenge on them. So in other words, he claims they don't stand a chance, pretty much. But that's Friday, and this is Raw, and he wants to repay them tonight as well. So he makes a tag match between them and Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. I'm like, take my money. I'm ready, guys. So yeah, but I will be honest. I'm wondering though, why did Stephanie sign at both of them if Owens took part last year in beating down on her father? it's a little bit like a little bit of a loophole there. So we'll see how she falls up with that, where she does make a return. Probably not for a while, maybe more towards SummerSlam. We'll probably see Stephanie back. But yeah, that's a little bit of a loophole there because Stephanie came out and helped her father after Owens attacked Vince last fall with that vicious headbutt and that beatdown that he did on him. So let's see what happens there. Because other than that, again, why would Stephanie want to bring him back to Raw in the first place? You know. But yeah, so then in the locker room we had Seth on his phone when Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel roll up, and they mentioned they said goodbye to The Miz last week, and Axel drops Rollins' catchphrase before they reveal that they're wearing Monday Night Rollins shirts, and Bo suggests they could be the new Shield, and they hold out their fists just like the Shield would, and Seth just looks at them before informing them that this is going to be a hard no, and walks away. So it's obvious that Axel and Dallas are looking for new people to partner up with because, you know, they're nothing now without The Miz, which is a shame because, you know, I definitely like both of them. They're both talented, but the WWE's never going to give them, you know, big pushes and whatnot, unfortunately. So I was hoping to see an answer to that tonight, but that was not the case. So then we had a match. It was a quick tag match between Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, and Titus Worldwide. And yeah, so I was definitely interested in seeing, you know, what's up with this formation of Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, as this is now take 2 for Drew McIntyre's main roster run in the WWE since his return. He was released in 2013 or 14 after he was part of 3MB. Definitely has a lot of potential. Had a great run in NXT. Him and Dolph pretty much just squashed Titus Worldwide. I love that finisher combination they're doing of the Claymore and the Zigzag. They hit it on Apollo Crews. It's very sick looking. After the match, they're interviewed, and Dolph says nobody ever has had his back, but now he's got McIntyre watching his back, and he's dangerous. And McIntyre takes the mic, and he cuts this really, really great promo. He says he's right. He is dangerous, especially dangerous to a locker room that's gone soft. He walks around and sees no fire, no ambition, people just collecting checks, and it makes him sick. This is what a superstar looks like and how he speaks, and he's got all the credentials in the world to back it up. And he got a really good cheer. I mean, he's supposed to be a heel, but he got a great pop for this. Times are changing, and he's not what WWE wants. He's the reality check this place desperately needs, and Dolph says they don't give a damn about stealing the show because this right here is the show. Really great promo right there by both of these guys. Again, especially Drew McIntyre. I'm really hoping it works out better from this time around. He deserves being that main event spot, and hopefully this alliance with him and Ziggler will work. I mean, heck, they can even feud with Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy for the Raw tag title, since they're most likely going to win them at Greatest Royal Rumble. I'd like to see them get a run of that, and then definitely move Drew McIntyre at least up onto the main event. Hopefully this will also get Ziggler good momentum going also, because again, I do like Ziggler. He just needs a direction going. Will WWE actually finally, you know, give him a good push and not just, you know, back out at the last second like they do all the time anymore. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Dakota in a live chat says things Ziggler and McIntyre is going to feud with Hardy and Wyatt. Good. Definitely needs to happen. That'll help elevating them as well. The four of them could definitely work very well together. But man, that Claymore and Zigzag combination finisher is just absolutely sick. I love it. So then we have another interesting segment. Well, interesting, but also kind of flat. But then it led to actually a pretty good match. I'll give it to that. Kurt Angle is shown backstage watching what's going on the TV, and then Chad Gable rolls up. As we all remember, last week Chad Gable was drafted over the Raw as a single star, leaving Shelton Benjamin. I'm sorry, let me repeat that one time. Close a little dry today, but Shelton Benjamin. He left him on SmackDown Live, and Benjamin claims he never need Chad in the first place. So Chad rolls up, and Kurt tells him he's not wasting the opportunity of. Chad says he's not wasting the opportunity of being here, and he asks how Jason Jordan's doing. Angle says Jordan's doing well, but he brought him here to be a singles performer. And Chad's mentioned going to scratch and claw before Jinder Mahal rolls up. And usually when he rolls up, I'm just like, great, here we go again. And at first this promo soured me down definitely, but afterwards the match we got between them, I definitely was pretty pleased. Jinder comes up complaining about being forced to defend his title on short notice last week and pledges to regain it from Jeff Hardy on Friday. Yeah, right, that's not going to happen. He demands to be sent back to SmackDown. They jaw, and Gable tells him maybe he should learn some respect, and Jinder puts him over. Jinder pretty much calls him Nicholas as all grown up and Jack before he realizes his mistake and points out Mini-Me just passed away, so it can't be him. And then Chad took offense to that and shoved him, and then Kurt pretty much broke it off and said, "We sell things in the ring." So yeah, apparently to Jinder, Chad Gable is growing up Nicholas all jacked up pretty much. But yeah, so I wasn't a fan of me. I'm never a big fan of Jinder's promos, but the match that Gable and Jinder had, I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. Definitely the second best match of the night, in my opinion. Before the match started, though, when Chad Gable's entrance, which was to the American Alpha theme music, I missed that theme music. I loved American Alpha. It's too bad their main roster run was kind of flat. So Gable came out, and again, it's pretty much solidified that Gable was back to being a babyface. I don't know why they turned him and Benjamin heel on SmackDown. It's just so random. It just happened without no rhyme or reason to it. But Gable came out, but then based off the distraction of whichever State brother was out there, Jinder's corner, I don't care which one is more. I don't care about them at all. Jinder attacked Gable, and for most of the match, he looked like a serious dominating wrestler. I mean, I'm not saying I like Jinder Mahal at all. So he's still probably one of my least favorites. Like someone who I just cannot stand because it shows up on my TV. But I'll give it that I thought he had a pretty good match. I thought he looked pretty strong this match. Definitely really established Chad Gable as a strong upcoming. He has a lot of potential as a single star, and he definitely did that in this match tonight. The roll up at the end to beat Jinder was kind of random, but it definitely showing that he's starting from the bottom and working his way back up top. So I definitely think this move for Chad Gable coming on to Raw, I think he's gonna have a big breakout year. Definitely has potential, probably be at least the most improved wrestler of the year, I think, especially on the Raw brand. So I look forward to seeing where he goes. And good win over Jinder Mahal. And again, I give both of these guys credit. They put together a pretty good match. I'll give it to them. So Chad Gable wins that match by a strange roll up, but he gets the win. He said, "I like Matt Hardy." Dakota says, "I like Matt Hardy, but I hate the broken gimmick." That's fine. Dakota also says it was the best match of the night, and I'm ready for a Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton feud of the year. Could be either that, or Gargano and Ciampa on NXT definitely had a strong feud also. That's great potential. Maybe even Daniel Bryan and The Miz could top it off. But definitely Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton probably gonna happen at Backlash. I look forward to seeing that match when it happens at Backlash in 2 weeks. And then we had this interview backstage with the Riot Squad. As I keep saying, I'm sorry again. I keep saying this. How many times? Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, all have potential. But this whole Riot Squad thing just needs to go away. It's not working out. It was just a pure carbon copy of what Absolution was. And then literally there was no point of them until the week before Fastlane, where they finally cut this promo explaining why they formed in the first place. All because of Charlotte. Again, it's something that Road Dogg just woke up that morning like, oh, I know how to explain to these guys why the Riot Squad are here. I know what I mean for them now. Well, again, they lost that war, so why are they still together? They still work together well. They should just split up, definitely, as I keep saying. So their interview backstage, they weren't exclusively sending a message to Bayley and Sasha last week, but the entire women's division. Liv says they came up here to disrupt, and Sarah Logan adds that she grew up hunting and tracking animals, and every woman in the locker room is looking over her shoulder and jumping at shadows. Morgan adds if Alexa Bliss and Mickie James get too familiar, they'll get the same treatment between their tag partners. And Ruby suggests that they're like tear gas, equal opportunity agitators that send people to their knees begging for help, messy and unpleasant, just how they like it. Again, though, why? Doesn't make any sense. We'll be talking about them first a little bit later on tonight. And then we get a handy cam promo from Samoa Joe. So he's now on SmackDown Live talking about how Roman Reigns claims he's going to return as Universal Champion, and that's the case, and he'll definitely see him at Backlash for the Universal Champion. He's worried about he's not going to have an opponent at Backlash, is what Brock Lesnar will do to him. Because he thinks that Brock Lesnar is going to leave Reigns buried in the Arabian desert. So we'll see what happens on Friday, and we'll see what Joe says tomorrow night also on SmackDown. But get a chance to watch it tomorrow since he's now on SmackDown. And then we have the Miztourage again looking for someone else to be in the alliance. So they pulled up the Finn Balor. And it turns out he wasn't thinking anything like allying. They thought they were. They revealed their shirts, which is his recent Balor Club shirts, and that it'd be too sweet to team up and get the old thanks, but no thanks. They put out the too sweet, but Balor was like, no, not gonna happen. But before he left, he put their hands down. It's like, guys, not happening. This sets up for a tag match later on tonight between Rollins and Balor against Miztourage. Okay. And then we have Owens and Zayn walking backstage, getting ready for a tag match ahead. To this match, I personally thought this was the best match of the night. I mean, Gable and Mahal was actually pretty good also, but I think this is my favorite match of the night. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Do you guys realize this could have been the pairing that we could have gotten at WrestleMania for the Raw title instead of Braun Strowman and Nicholas? Yes, that would have been a pretty good dominating team. But think of it this way. In the long run, they could have put over Authors of Pain. We didn't see them tonight, by the way. That was the point. But we had Braun Strowman and Lashley take on Owens and Zayn. And begin the match, Owens and Zayn were just playing the mind games, just constantly avoiding them until Braun Strowman just, tricked them. And the match started with Lashley mainly just beating up on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn did get some offense in, and Owens tagged in. And for a while, they were keeping Lashley away from Strowman until finally Strowman tagged himself in. And this man literally just ran around the outside of the ring like he was lead footing an 18-wheeler pretty much, and just rammed into Owens like 3 times. Like Owens got hit by a truck. And he also did some sick-looking drop kick. And from there on out, it was just all beat up on Sammy. Bobby Lashley hit that long, that whatever back suplex, whatever he hits on him, and of the vertical suplex one-handed, and then Strowman tagged himself back in and hit Sammy with a running power slam to the win. Just a fun match again, and get some great offense from Bobby Lashley, who probably near 40 years old, I think he is. He can move pretty darn good still, and again, it's someone else I wouldn't mind seeing, wrestle live on WWE, which I've been able to experience since his return a couple weeks ago after being gone for 10 years. Definitely really kind of wish he would be the one to take the Universal title off of Brock Lesnar later on this year, but that's not going to happen because he's probably going to win off of Roman, and we're not going to get the match between Brock and Lashley. Yeah, and of course, Braun Strowman just really just like lead footing it like an 18-wheeler, just ramming into Owens, and that drop kick was just sick. I love that drop kick he hit on Owens. If there's a photo of that on WWE.com, that's going to be my thumbnail for this review. Is that drop kick? But yeah, so Strowman and Lashley get the victory. Welcome to Raw, Sammy and Kevin. You're going to be facing this all the time. And then we were supposed to have a match between Baron Corbin and No Way Jose, which right away I'm thinking, okay, here goes No Way Jose getting buried, pretty much. It's like see him pretty much being the next Adam Rose, which I think someone on the commentary even did compare him to Adam Rose. So I'm like, you guys got it. I mean, I like No Way Jose in NXT, but him being on Raw is a bad idea because I feel like he's going to get lost in the shuffle big time. He's just going to be the next Adam Rose. And also, Michael Cole said something that also kind of ticked me off. He said that Raw has the most stacked roster ever. WWE, you need to stop saying this stuff constantly all the time. Oh, this is the greatest of all time. This is the biggest stacked roster of all time. You say that about everything. Everything. How does that make your product look? Because your announcers are the shit, and they... Michael Cole, my goodness. I didn't like that either. But starting to get kind of tired. Just going to continue on here. Why doesn't Jeff ever have a long title run? Well, no, hopefully he does get one this time. I I would about to bet any money that Ziggler would turn face soon with McIntyre turning on him. Could happen if they're going to give McIntyre a singles push. Wouldn't mind definitely maybe that happening. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea. As long as McIntyre definitely gets somewhere though out of this. Good point though there, Dakota. So first, No Way Jose comes out with his conga line, and Corbin comes out and gets on the mic. He points out that the conga line is clearly a setup for a 5 or 6 of his guys to jump him from behind while he's grinding him into a stain on the mat. He gets it. He's here to have fun, but Baron's idea of fun is ruining other people's fun. Unlike No Way, he's here to be champion. Jose just isn't on his level. So he pretty much walks out, and then Jose and the conga line pretty much just say that Corbin doesn't want them to have fun doesn't mean that the party has to stop. So they just start dancing around the arena. And as soon as the conga line leaves, Jose is pretty much trying to go out last. But they go, yeah, guys, I'm leaving. And then Corbin comes out and just lays out No Way Jose pretty much. All right. I keep hearing that Vince is still high on Baron Corbin. Hopefully him being on Raw will give him some fresh opponents, definitely give him that momentum back in that he lost when Cena cut him off at SummerSlam last year. But yeah, this is pretty much just, a sign that No Way Jose is not going to be anything up on the main roster, unfortunately. And then we had a different kind of good public service announcement from Alexa Bliss on how bullies thrive on silence and you should speak up. And she claims that she was once out with her former best friend Nia Jax, and a homeless woman rolled up, and Alexa gave her burrito, which Nia then stole and gobbled up. She'll never forget the look on the woman's face nor the sound of Nia's laugh chewing, and she did nothing. She's going to have to live with that the rest of her life. She pleads with her opponents in the 10-woman tag match to abandon Nia and let them make the world a better place together. Just continue to, bully Nia Jax and just get back at her, saying that, just pretty much just double team on her. And also she invoked a rematch clause, so we'll be getting a rematch for the Raw Championship at Backlash between Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Probably blow out the feud. Which again, this feud's been fine again, with the exception of the fact I didn't like how Nia Jax has got a title opportunity because Alexa Bliss bullied her. And she lost how many opportunities like previous weeks beforehand. But what do I know? Whatever. Yeah, the match with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins versus the Miz Taraj, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Rollins wins with a single and curb stomp, and then the Balor hitting the coup de grace on Axel for the victory. So not much to really say. I was hoping maybe like someone else would be revealed to be, teaming up with the Miz Taraj. They were searching for opponents, for an ally tonight, but not going to happen, unfortunately. So didn't happen tonight. So whatever, the match is just kind of pointless. Didn't really need to happen. And then we have backstage. We had the babyface women in the 10-woman tag match having strategy. Natty pretty much takes the lead and takes on the opinions of everybody, and then everybody heads out except for Sasha and Bayley. Just have a moment of just looking at each other, but then Bayley leaves first, pretty much signalizing that there's still something going on here, which we're waiting when if we're gonna finally get somewhere else with this feud. They had a beat down, now they're acting like they're just resisting each other still, whatnot. Well, but by guys, we young guns. Then we had this main event: Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and the Riot Squad taking on Bayley, Ember Moon, Natalya, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks. I thought something big was going to happen here. Like this, why was this the main event? Strowman, Lashley versus Owens and Zayn, I felt should have been the main event of this show because that was a good match. But this match was all about the Riot Squad, and then all of a sudden Natalya suffered an injury, and then Nia Jax took out everybody with just was just some big power bomb, or not power bomb, it's big little dive she did into everybody, taking everybody out. And then Mickie James, took over the match, just constantly just bullying Natalya, which again, why again did Mickie James turn heel right after Elimination Chamber? It was just so random, no explanation ever. Just let the Ronda Rousey coming out and just just putting Mickie James in a lock to tap out. Pretty much, this caused disqualification for the heel team to win. And Ronda helped Natty out because Natty suffered a knee injury, probably kayfabe in the match. So, why was it the main event? It was pointless. They were talking more about the greatest Royal Rumble as Natty and Ronda were walking out. So, I'm like, this didn't need to be the main event. It was just a pointless 10-woman tag match that probably would have been better off being, during the show and not the freaking main event. This made no sense. Like if like Bayley or Sasha would have finally turned, then I would have accepted this acceptable main event. But again, it was about the Riot Squad. You know, Alexa Bliss didn't even get in the match. I had any offense in it at all, and barely anybody else got in the match also. So I didn't get it. I didn't really like the main event, and the show was like just mad the way it was. So I mean, I'll go to my poll on Twitter here really quick. Only 4 votes for this week's episode of Raw. Nobody said A. 25% said B. 50% said C, and 25% said D. As far as what grade would you give Raw this week? Let's see here. Corey Graves is a good commentator. Definitely, yes. Right from my hometown, Pittsburgh, PA, as well. Give him a shout as well. Always got to support my fellow Pittsburghers. But yeah, so my grade for this episode of Raw is a C+. Again, sorry I kind of flew through this review, guys, but again, I'm tired. I give it a 5. I'm gonna record the turn alert for Chad Gable immediately right after I go off the air here. But guys, just a reminder, as I keep saying, guys, tomorrow morning I'm leaving, going on vacation. As you see my hat, going out to Seattle. Visit my sister for a week. I'll be gone until next Tuesday. I come home next Tuesday. The only thing is I would talk to her today. Apparently her Wi-Fi has not been working too well at her apartment, so hopefully it does, because if it does, I will still try to keep up with my reviews while I'm gone. If not, I may have to just record my reviews instead of do them live and just upload them when I do get in the Wi-Fi as well. So guys, again, until next week, just be patient with me. I will get caught up though on everything going on with wrestling. I'll try to watch the Greatest Royal Rumble and see how it goes. But I'm going to be doing a lot of exploring and just have other stuff I'm going to be doing while I'm out there as well. But yeah, I'll do my turn alert tonight. Again, if any turns happen, though, the rest of this week, again, I'll still try to keep update on the reviews. But if any turn alerts happen this week at all, I will not be able to do them while I'm gone. But I will do them when I get back, because I can't take the screen with me on the plane. But yeah. So again, just pray for safe travels tomorrow. I have a layover in Chicago, and then I fly out from Chicago to Seattle tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, so again, give Raw tonight a C+. Thank you to Dakota and Hassan for joining me in the live chat tonight. And yeah, so guys, again, be patient with me. Again, I will get caught up. I may, not, if something happens, the Wi-Fi doesn't work, I may not get to any of my videos this week. And again, if something happens, I can't go live, and I'll just record the reviews and just post them whenever I get in the Wi-Fi. But guys, what grade would you give this episode of Raw? Leave that down in the comment section below. And be sure to always click my like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at TheManAirboy93 to check the live chat one more time. Alexa didn't enter the match because I heard she got implants. Is that for real? How much bigger could she have gotten them? Wow, man, that's wow. Yeah, definitely strange. I mean, apparently there's a reason why Billy Kay and Peyton Royce were not seen on NXT for a long time, also before they made a main roster. It's the same thing happened to them. But wow, how much bigger can Alexa get them? Had to make the joke there, but yeah, thanks for pointing it out, Dakota. Yeah, they looked fine. But yeah, Dakota, again, Hassan, thanks for tuning in live again, guys. I'll do turn alert and I'm going straight to bed afterwards. But yeah, again, just be patient with me. I'll try to be up to date as possible. I can with these live reviews. And if not, then I'll definitely see you guys next week when I return home. So, guys, I'm checking out. Until my next video, guys, have a great night and be safe, everybody. Peace, everybody.